Am I trying to make daily income? That's a big part of what I do as a day trader. I want to make daily income. I want to make $5,000, $10,000 a day, whatever it might be. $2,000 a day, $500 a day, $50 a day. Starting out as a trader, let's just get into the boots and coots of this, all right? Starting as a trader, there's a handful of things that you need to do. I think this is going to be real important. Number one is like, what are your goals? Like, what are you trying to do? What are your goals? What are you trying to do? What I mean by that is that there's day traders, like people that trade in and out all day. There's swing traders, people that hold stocks maybe 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. Primarily in the stock market, I day trade. In the cryptocurrency market, because you get huge moves, you get huge moves, right? You get 30, 40, 50% moves sometimes in a week on stocks, and in coins, I should say. So I swing trade those because the range is there. It's a less established market, so you have more opportunity for elongated gains. But also because it's a newer market, it's harder to day trade because you don't have the liquidity. And then number three is like investor, right? Like, hey, I buy XYZ because I believe it's a good company. I just hold for years. That is one thing I don't do for really anything except actual businesses and real estate. Investor in terms of like, I'm going to buy something and hold it for 10 years. I don't know if that the stock market is a good game for that. Of course, there's a litany of people that you'll read about in trading books that held XYZ stock for 10 years and made a bunch of money as an investor. But that is not my wheelhouse. It's just not my wheelhouse. That is actually the hardest wheelhouse, I think, and also the lowest reward. And the reason for that is that through the years, I was saying so I've been trading all this time. Almost every time me or smart friends or people, we thought like XYZ could be the next big thing. 1 out of 10 times it is. There's a lot of things I thought were going to be the next big thing that just weren't the next big thing. So like taking a guess on that is no good. As a trader, like I'm a technical trader, meaning I play my trades based on price action and trends. And so if trends don't hold, I just get it. And I find that's a much more effective way because the odds of us being, looking in there and tearing apart a company and being like, this is the next big thing is very, very small. I've seen very, very smart people look at some stocks and they tear it apart and they're like, oh, this is, they make organic gas, whatever, organic fuel, whatever it might. I had a guy, smartest guy, one of the smartest guys in my life, worth tens of millions of dollars. He says, hey, like this company, they can take, your leftover vegetables and meat bones or whatever and turn it into fucking organic fuel. He's like, I'm all in on this thing. That thing in it was zero. Like it happens. You need to define what you're trying to do. Am I trying to make daily income? That's a big part of what I do as a day trader. I want to make daily income. I want to make $5,000, $10,000 a day, whatever it might be. $2,000 a day, $500 a day, $50 a day. I want to make daily income consistently. Swing trading is okay. I'm looking for those 3 to 5 day momentum bursts. And then investor is like, okay, I'm Warren Buffett. I want to be like Warren Buffett, Phoebe Buffett's older brother. Right? I want to hold a stock for 40 to 80 years, 40 to 70 years, and not 80 years, 40 to 70 years. And then at the end, I want to cash out and give that money to charity. And I want to drink cherry Cokes all day. Those are your kind of options. Now, the second part you want to ask yourself is what type of stocks will you trade? You might trade penny stocks. Penny stocks. Yeah, yes, but Warren Buffett is also 97 years old. Hey, if you want to wait till you're 100 years old before you start shredding some hot women's, ride around some limos, have some fun, go ahead. I'm trying to make a little money right now. Come on. I personally, I have no goals to be a billionaire or anything like that. I want to have some fun. I want to make some money. I want to take care of my family. That's it. Like, like I have simple goals. I need boats. I need cars. I need friends. I want to take care of parents, right? Like these are, do something nice for family. That's it. How much else do you need? So I'll go into what type of stocks you will trade. Am I going to trade penny stocks, large cap stocks, so on and so forth? The type of stocks that you'll trade will actually change depending on where you're actually good. Like when I start out my students, like we trade all types of stocks, and then we look for places where they have strength. So what we do is essentially we use a tool called Trader View, I should have said. I'm gonna apologize. We use a tool called Trader View. And what we're able to do is from there, like we can start to see like what type of, so you can like build reports and stuff, and you can do all this like interesting stuff over there. But like what'll actually end up happening is like when you start getting into this stuff, like you'll start to see exactly like where you need to go. So what I mean by that is like, so like, for example, like if we're going into like my, like even my personal trades, right? So what I'm able to see, like I want to dumb this all down by debt. So like I want to see like, okay, what type of stocks, I want to see like what type of stocks I trade well. So like, Trader View, like you can see performance by price, right? So like, okay, I made a little bit of money under $2, a little bit of money 2 to 4, right? But like my sweet spot seems to be like 20 to 49, 50 to 99. This is like the last 30 days, right? But like, if we wanted to elongate this a little bit and see like what I'm trading well, I want to see like the details of it. Like, where am I making my money? So you start to see like, okay, these are the sweet spots of like where somebody makes their money. And I think that's actually really, really important. Like you want to figure out what type of stocks you trade and where that money is made. That's the biggest thing I think that you can personally do. So we want to figure out what type of stocks you'll trade. So your data will tell you that. I think Josh, he's like friends with the guys at Trader View or whatever. He send you some links to use it. What is your go-to trading setup? This is actually the most important part. I think the most important part is like your go-to trading setup. And what I mean by that is like, you want to go through and start to figure out like, okay, I trade XYZ really well. So like I have access to like all my students' trades and all this kind of stuff. So like I can start to see on any given basis, like, okay, what is XYZ doing? So like this is like Shreyas, he's one of like my new students. Just young guy, awesome dude. He's got potential. And so like if I hit tag breakdown, I can start to see, okay, like this is what he makes on XYZ trade. Like we see when he has like trades that he does that have no patterns, no names, he actually ends up losing. But on all the other ones, it's like he pretty much wins, right? He's a very new trader, young man. He's 30s, works at Intel. Like he's pretty good at all these other trades. It's only when he like takes a guessing game and just buys something to buy something. Like you see, like he's got this like earnings set up here. He does really, really well. But when he just guesses, he doesn't do well. So we want to figure out like what is your go-to trading setup? If I'm a day trader, I want to find the best trading setup I can do as a day trader. If I'm a swing trader, I want to find the best trading setup that I can do as a swing trader. Does that make sense? Good. And I'll show you how to do some of that. Then next part, we want to pick the right broker. We want to pick the right broker. I use E-Trade Pro for a majority, I would say a majority of my trades. I use E-Trade Pro. It's fast, it's easy, so on and so forth. I keep an account at Ameritrade because it's the biggest of the brokers too. And it's also a nice, easy one. The amazing thing that I think is that has helped and that's changed in the world is that brokers now offer free commissions. Like when I started trading, we paid $10 per trade. You know how hard it is to make money when your trades are $10? It's a near impossibility. It's a near thing. You have a small account, right? You might only get like $20, $30 of profit on a trade, and you're spending $10 each way to execute. That's gonna be tough. Now the brokers are free. All of them are free, by the way. So I use E-Trade, Ameritrade, but it's all the same shit. You Interactive Brokers, Schwab, so on and so forth. The reason I use E-Trade and Ameritrade is I like E-Trade Pro's platform, and Ameritrade I've just been using since 1999. I won't say it, but 1999. I mean, it's a legacy account. Good. Other things that you want to like think about when you're starting to trade is really like how much cash can you lose, right? Before you really take a step back. Now there's two different types. If you have no education, you don't even know what you're doing, the amount of cash you can lose is probably, it doesn't really matter because you're doing a YOLO. Right? At that point, you're doing a YOLO. If you've had some training, some education, you still need to pick a number of how much cash you can lose before you take a break. Right? Everything is about risk management. So for me, at some point, like if I've lost 25% of my account, right, I'm probably taking a 1 week break. I'm going to rewatch my classes, redo some studying, talk to some professionals, right? If I lost 50% of my account, I'm probably taking a multi-week break to slow the pain train down. The thing with trading is like you can double up your account pretty quick. So like if you're losing though, you can lose it all pretty quick. So like you need to really figure out like, okay, what is my max pain on this stuff? Like, what can I do to prevent this stuff? The second part, what is your trading plan? Every trader should have a business plan. I got a business plan of, hey, this is my goals. This is what I'm trying to do. This is my strategies. You wouldn't go to a restaurant and try to open a restaurant without a business plan. You wouldn't ask for a loan without a business plan. The same type of thing happens when you're doing the trading. Trading is a business. You're the CEO of a small business. You're the CEO of a small business. You're trying to grow that bad boy. So how do you grow it? You got to have a trading plan. You got to put pen to paper. You got to go in and say, this is what I do. These are my goals. This is my strategy. And this is what I'm going to do day in and day out to make money. This is a job. Let me just tell you something about trading. It's a great job. I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of success. I've had a lot of students that have success. I've had a lot of students that failed. I had my own times that failed. But the one thing that's always kept me going is I have a set business plan of rules, strategies, tactics, risk, goals of what I'm trying to do. what I'm trying to accomplish. And it keeps me going. It just keeps me pointed, right? The North Star. And that becomes very, very important. So many traders just jump in. They jump in and they just turn their broker on. They got a couple bucks and they just make a trade. You ain't going to make any money like that, are you? Let me tell you about traders. They are traders, finance, business in general. The smartest, the most crooked, the most well-capitalized, the most well-connected people in the history of the world are in finance. They're smarter than you. They're better than you. They got more capital than you. They got more experience. They got better connections than you. They know how to cheat better than you. They got all the advantages of that stuff, right? So the only way you can beat that is to have a better plan, better discipline, better routines. There's edges in life. What I mean by edge is like, okay, how can I be better than another person? You can have an edge in strategy, right? So like I have certain strategies I use. I know I have an edge in them statistically. You can have an edge in discipline, meaning like, hey, I do my work when I'm supposed to work. I wake up before the next guy, work harder than the next guy. Right? I can't be outworked. I can't be out hustled. I can't be broken. So that's an edge. You can have an edge in capital, right? Like I got more money than the next guy. It doesn't mean as much in trading, but in the beginning it does. If you got $200,000 to lose versus $200 versus to lose, that's an edge, right? It's pretty easy to lose a couple $100. It's a lot harder to lose $200,000. So that's an edge. So like this is your business in your business plan. These are things that you have to think about. What is my edge? Like how am I better than the next person? What can I do to utilize my talents to be better than the next person? It's not always just about who has the most money. You can have an edge in other stuff. I'll give you like my personal edge is I have more energy than almost 99% of people. So I'm awake before almost everybody. I stay awake after everybody. I know everybody's like all these like new self-help gurus are like, you need 8 hours of sleep and all this kind of stuff. I never needed it. I haven't been sick since 1988. So that's an edge for me. The second part of my edge is like I'm very, very good at taking data and then turning it into strategies. So like I could find very, very odd nuances in the market that work and turn it into something. So that's my edge. So everybody has their edge. I got multiple other edges beyond like this beautiful face too. I got a fantastic face. I don't got any hair though. I wish I had hair. If I had hair, I wouldn't be in front of you guys, be in Hollywood. I'd be the next Ryan Gosling. I would have been married, Rachel McAdams. I would have been in The Notebook. And I also would have been in Die Hard. And I would have been Bruce Willis, even though he was bald. These are my goals. Trading plan. Now, do your strategies work? Bull, bear, range-bound markets. Second part. Thank you, Michael. I try. For an Indian man. I do what I gotta do. For an Indian man, I do what I gotta do. What tools are you going to use? There's an edge in there too. I use TC 2000. There's a million other tools out there, but getting to know those tools, being able to utilize them is that's an edge in itself. It's like you can see like this like big contraption of stuff that I trade off of, right? Like this is called TC 2000. So like I have scans built in. I have charts built in. I have an ability to, at my fingertips, find what I need and then give me guidance on how I want to enter or exit them. So there's an edge right there. And this becomes very, very important. If you don't have the right tools, then what are you going to use? So I use TC 2000. By the way, you guys can have all these layouts and stuff. Any of you guys in here, you're more than welcome to kind of just hop on this stuff. I'm going to show you how to use this in a little bit. Hold on here. They have a free version, but it would be very, very limited. And they have like a $10 version that's actually fairly usable. And then they have like a $39 version that kind of gives you everything that you need. Those are the ways you want to go with this thing.